Okay, so this is where we're going to put our exclusions in. So obviously you do the exclusion 192.168.7.10. The exclusion range is going to go to 720. Here's our exclusion range that we've added. Then at that point we will hit next. We're going to give it a lease duration. I think they want us to take accept the default, which is 8. Now it asks us to configure scope options now. So hit yes. And guided pressure, let's see, RA, need to know, DNS gateway, wins, etc. So hit pause here for a second, come back where you're at. So right here, because apparently they're going to use this server for the internet gateway server to be able to contact, they're using server 2. So right here we're going to put in 192.168.7.2. 2 is the number assigned to the internal NIC number on server 2. So this machine will actually go to the server 2 machine as its gateway. Hit next. Did you? Yeah, make sure you hit add here before you hit next. So here in the parent domain, make sure that your name that you've used, mine's clap.com. Make sure that your 7.2 is in here, your DNS. Win servers. When you get to the Win server, all they wanted to do here was just click next. They didn't have you put anything into this one for the wins, so just hit next. Now here's 22. Do I want to activate this scope now? You need to go ahead and make sure that top is ticked. Hit next. Finish. If you get one of your exam questions for the week, ask that same thing. If you make changes in your computer, you add Active Directory, whatever, you make any changes, you'll have to reactivate. But don't forget that. You want to activate the scope now and then finish. You want to verify that the scope is functional. So to do that, you'll go to your client over here. Click on the client. Go to Open Internet Sharing and Connection. Go to your adapter connections. Verify your internal. That's your internal. Let's make sure that this one is, to look at it real quick, probably, let's pull an external, so we're going to shut that one off because it'll pull the external if it doesn't have option for the internal. We come back over here, we'll disable, and we'll re-enable it. And this should pull our network. And as you see right here, it says, do you want to allow this PC? Not even me looking, I know it's pulled a 192 because it's got this message, so we're letting it be discoverable. Should have a 92. We do 192.168. 7.2. There's a problem there because that 7.2 is on my other. So I'm going to need to go figure out why it gave out that address because it was reserved. So what I did was, because I didn't want to make it exactly like what you're doing, because then you haven't figured out reasoning. So my IP address is, it looks like there in the exclusion at 710 through 720 would it be where you put your servers? Is that where you put your server numbers that I asked you to come up with? Would you put your servers at 192.168.1.1? I'll look at it real quick. It's no big deal. Okay, so now what we're going to do, now that we verified this, we're going to go to our client. We're going to open up change adapter settings. All I'm doing is I want to verify that I'm pulling 7.4, because remember we put the 192.168.7.13 are reserved, right? So with them being reserved, so we're not going to be able to do anything with this. You also need to make sure that the external connections on this one are shut off, as well as the others until. When I say external, I'm talking about the internet, because if they're not shut off, what's going to happen? You're going to wind up pulling another address. What are you pulling right now? Here, let me show you.
I don't remember.
It's okay. That's okay. So follow me here real quick, okay? Click on one of them. click on one that's, I got them both enabled now. So click on it, go to details. If I got a 10 address, you'll rename that one as external, okay? Right click, rename external.
Hang on, bear with us.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing. And my advice always, whether it's here or whatever, is always rename them. External or internal. If you have one with nothing on it, it's internal. If you have one with an IP on it, that's a 10 address, you know it's external. So you go ahead and rename them. So let's have that let's get on factory client account, just off that. Think of your one. And I'm looking at DHCP, and we're looking at my server need to front this. You're limited what it normally inclusion or sensitivity temperature. So that's why they're there. So what we're going to do now is in the bottom part of that lab, we're going to create a reservation for this one client. Okay. We're going to find the physical address, the internal network adapter for this client. So we're going to come down to our NIC. We're going to go to here. We know what the physical adapter address was, right? You remember? It was 7.4, right? So we've got the physical adapter address. So it is wanting our physical address. So what are we going to do now? Okay, so we did verify IP. We also have to verify our MAC address, because the MAC address is what we're going to be using. It's this physical address. It's actually wanting the MAC address. Does that make sense? You see that? The 05056. This is the physical address of Windows 10 client. You know, we verified the IP address, but it wants the physical address. Okay? So we're going to go server 1, and we're going to go to reservations. Okay? We're going to right click on reservation, we're going to new reservation, and then we're going to call this reservation, I think they wanted it client, C-L-A-N-T, and then they wanted that reservation set to 50, was it 50? What was the reservation they wanted to set to? Now let's assign our MAC address. And that may be something we need to go back and write down. Let's do that real quick. We'll pause the video. Now we're going to add this MAC address back. Now we've got it. So our MAC address is 00-50-56 -9 Foxtrot -Echo Foxtrot dash 9 Foxtrot Echo 2 dash Delta 4 and hit add. Done. So now you have a DHCP client exclusion for 192.168.7.50. Okay, so verifying the reservation is functional. Command prompt IP config. Do an IP listing on the client. More than likely, you're going to have to do a IP config release renew from the command prompt. Just go to the CMD. Let's do. First of all, we'll do an IP config. IP config. See, so let's do an IP config release. Release, and then we'll come back and pick that up an IP config renew. And then we'll see if it pulls that 50 address, if everything's working correctly. Might take a minute or so. We'll pause it while we're waiting on it. And there you go, it pulled that address we just reserved by MAC at 192.168.7.50. So what we'll do here, Brittany, is we'll go ahead and ensure that this is functional. So we'll do IP config /all. And we will grab this screenshot right here where it shows all the statistics for this internet adapter on the client. Okay, so what we're doing right now is we're going to finish up this lab. This is the integrating DHCP and DNS. So what we're going to do is, obviously we're on server 1. We're going to go to the DHCP console. Click. It comes up here. Go to IPv4. IPv4. Open up IPv4. And then we are going to click. Properties. We're going to go to DNS tab. And do you see where it says enable DNS? Discard a pointer record. We want to always dynamically update DNS radio button. So we want to always update dynamic radio button. So it says always right here. You want to click on always and then hit apply. And congratulations, that lab is done.